What's up? This is Geoff from GoingFor2.com here with your DFS Minute for Friday, August 9th. We have 3 games on the slate tonight, but please make sure you hit that like, subscribe button. Whatever platform you're watching me on, make sure you do that to give us some support. We'll be doing these all season long. All right, we'll kick it off here with the quarterbacks tonight. We have 3 guys I'm looking at. One of them is Michael Penix Jr., of course, the rookie for Atlanta Falcons. The head coach was quoted as saying, "You will see a lot of Michael in this game." So that means we're going to be playing a lot of snaps. So hopefully he gets the ability to play with some of the first team guys there. So he is definitely on the list. Up next, we have Skylar Thompson for the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins only have 3 quarterbacks on the roster currently. I doubt we see Tua Tagovailoa. And Skylar Thompson, by all accounts, has well outplayed Mike White in preseason camps. So I expect Thompson to have a good game here. He's also a rushing threat to an extent, so I do think that he has a good game of the 3 quarterbacks, plus the shallow depth chart gives him more opportunity to play. And then the third guy I have, because the Texans have already played one preseason game, they played, of course, the Hall of Fame game. I do like Davis Mills, the backup quarterback for the Texans. He's going to be showcasing himself, could be auditioning for other teams, has looked really, really good in camp. Even heard one beat reporter say that he's actually outplayed CJ Stroud in camp. Obviously, he's not going to overtake Stroud, but Mills has been playing awesome. So he is someone you want to look at for your lineups. Up next for the running backs, we got 4 guys. A couple of rookies. Jalen Wright for the Dolphins, super athletic. He's a home run hitter. And in preseason, even more so than the regular season, speed kills in the preseason. He has loads of speed. So he could be a home run hitter there. One big play, he'll pay off his salary. Then we got Rasheen Ali. Outside of Derrick Henry, he's been getting a ton of hype from Ravens camp. I doubt we see Derrick Henry in this game. The Ravens already know what they have with Justice Hill, so I doubt he plays much. Keaton Mitchell is not ready to play yet, so Ali, the hype guy right now, will get a ton of snaps in preseason. And Will Shipley, the other rookie that I have on my list, similar to Rasheen Ali, I doubt we see the starter, Saquon Barkley. The Eagles already know what they have with Kenneth Gainwell, so I doubt he sees too many snaps here. So I expect a good run for Shipley. He's also a pass catcher, which helps. He might get a few passes out the backfield. So yeah, I like Shipley a lot this week. And then 2 guys for the Steelers whose names have popped up on Twitter quite often, making some big plays. LaMichael Pirine, of course, the brother of Samaje Perine, and then Jonathan Ward is the other running back there. 2 guys who've had some names popped in camp, especially Pirine. He's had a couple big plays just recently coming out of camp, so I think he's someone to look at for your lineups. And then at the receiver position, we're going to go back to the well. Xavier Hutchinson for the Texans. I had him on my list last week. He paid off. I think he had five catches on 6 targets. Actually led the team in targets last week. Played the 3rd most snaps of all the receivers. Even got a rushing attempt. So they're trying to get him the ball in any different way they can. They're expecting big things from him this season. So I do think he has a second game with a similar type workload. And then we got Malik Washington for Miami. Getting some good camp buzz, has really stood out in the joint practices with the Falcons, is who they happen to be playing in this preseason game. Actually had a big play on a deep bomb from Skylar Thompson. So if you're planning on playing Thompson, I think Malik Washington's a good stacking option. They seem to have some good chemistry. And really the Dolphins' depth chart is kind of slim. Obviously we're not going to see Tyreek Hill. Waddle, even if he was going to play, is actually questionable for this game. I doubt we see him. Braxton Berrios is questionable. I doubt we see him. OBJ already listed as out. So you got 4 guys that are already sort of out of the mix there in the depth chart. So Malik Washington is an awesome play. Then Johnny Wilson for Philly, actually going to be the expected number 3 receiver right now. He's kind of fighting for that spot. Paris Campbell is his main competition. He's actually not going to play in this game, I don't believe. But Johnny Wilson's a rookie. He is 6'6", 231 pounds, ran a 4.5 40 in the combine. Actually thought that he might be moved over to tight end because he's so big, but they're playing him as a big slot, so we could see a lot of him. Obviously, at that size, he's a red zone target as well. And then Ray McCloud for the Falcons. Obviously, you heard the news that Rondale Moore went down, meaning McCloud's probably the number 3 in this offense. So they're probably going to play a lot of him with Michael Penix early on in this game. He's kind of a big play guy as well. You know, he's a gadget player a little bit, but I think in preseason they'll kind of do a few different things with him to get him ready for the season, being that he's probably going to be replacing Rondell Moore in that lineup. And then at tight end, don't love the tight ends. I wish that we just eliminate the tight end position in preseason and just do like a receiver / tight end. But forced to play them. I've got two guys. We played Cade Stover last week. He paid off. He had 3 targets, 2 catches, but for a tight end in preseason, you can't hope for much more than that. So I'll go back to the well with Cade Stover there. And then another guy who's really the only other guy that even I could even find his name on Twitter. I typed in all these names for preseason to see what kind of plays they were coming up with, and most of them had nothing to pull up. But Grant Calcaterra for the Philadelphia Eagles, I think I'm saying that right. He's really the only other non-starting tight end that I could find anything on whatsoever. But expected to be the number 2 tight end for Philly behind Goddard. His name has popped a couple of times on Twitter with some good plays, and he looked good in the limited time he had last year. So he's a name that I'll be plugging into a few of my lineups as well. So that is your DFS minute for the day. Hopefully you are following along with these. We actually had a pretty good night last night. Hoping to keep up the pace there. So let